up? What up? What up? It's your boy Malcolm Airbrush Assassin McCray. I'm here. Welcome to the AirSkillz Podcast. I'm here with my homie, Lord Rudy, the co-host. Rudy, what's good, man?
Hey man, I'm loving the intro, man. Was you on the keys with that joint, man? I didn't know you played
Oh, just a
too.
little something, man. A little something. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know
These
you was an
hands,
artist, but
they don't
man,
only airbrush, bro. They don't only airbrush, bro. I'm very highly talented.
that boy is
Highly.
on the keys too, man. Listen. I'm excited to be on the show with you, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited for the show.
Yes, sir.
I've been a good friend for man. We almost 20 years in the game, man.
Dang, bro. It's been a
20
minute, man.
plus, and that ain't even. I only been here what a fourth of it because you've been doing this for how long?
30 years, man. 30 years, man.
That's a 3 and a 0, man.
Oh man, I'm trying to make sure, you know what I'm saying, these grades get, you know what I mean? Get a
Hey
little
man, you damn sure got them, and you damn sure got them in the right way. You worked for them in every
yes, sir.
aspect, man. I'm
Yes,
happy to
sir,
be a
man.
part of the platform, but most of all, I'm happy to share with you. I'm proud of all your accomplishments, everything you've done,
Right
everything
on.
you're continuing to do, man. I'm just excited, man. I'm
Yeah, man.
excited. So
Right
what
on.
can we expect from this show, man?
So, it's gonna be a little we're gonna, hang out, talk about some different topics. We're gonna do some art. We also gonna be, the long perspective of the shows. We're gonna be having some artist interviews as well, and some entrepreneurs, individuals that's artists and entrepreneurs. We're gonna be talking about marketing. We're gonna be talking about all of that good stuff. It's all about good vibrations, high energy, frequency, creativity, inspiration, create, sharing, and growing, man.
Mm, man, you
Yeah,
said a
man. Yeah,
mouthful
man.
right there. You said a
Yeah.
mouthful. So just from a sense, we know your name is Malcolm McCray, but where did the term airbrush assassin come from?
Man, airbrush assassin, man. Man, that was given to me when I was probably around, I don't know, man. Maybe I was a young buck, man, my teens. And I was airbrushing with a tattoo artist in Milwaukee named Judo. We collaborated back in the day, and like I said, I was a teenager. He was grown, and we had an airbrush shop in the Milwaukee Mall in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right in the middle of the hood. Anybody that know it's right there in the Milwaukee Mall.
Yeah,
Used to. I was thinking about that the other day, man. Like the mall used to have the little Asian nail salons, and the whole mall would just smell like.
that acrylic paint or whatever they be doing with them nails, the stanky stuff, man.
Yeah, man. So airbrushing one day, and judo gave me that name, man. Like, man, you like an assassin with that airbrush. So it just kind of stuck with me. And then from there, it's just been a tool that I've been able to use as a not only for marketing, but I feel like it's an expression of me. Like, when I'm Malcolm McCray, that's one entity, but then when I'm Airbrush Assassin, that's a whole nother beast within inside of itself. So um, a lot of that, that history and a lot of that commitment to this art, man, is like you got to be an assassin sometimes, man. Got an arsenal full of different tools and techniques. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
So
what
that's,
I got from that is you actually could separate the two. Like you would say,
yeah,
Malcolm
yeah,
McCray is the professional. He's
yeah,
he's the he's the what do you call? He's the publicist. He's the manager. He's
right,
the preparer. He does all the behind the scenes work. But when it's
right.
time to go to work, you know what I'm saying?
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
We bringing the airbrush assassin to the
Airbrush
game. You know what I'm
Assassin, man.
saying? And
I
it's amazing
literally,
to see you
yeah, go ahead.
when you think of people being um, doing airbrushing and stuff. The first thing that comes to mind, without honestly knowing, is you seeing people tagging, you seeing people doing graffiti, you seeing people doing certain things, but you don't necessarily see them doing it in the realm that you've done it in. You took it literally from, I can honestly say, from the garage to Africa. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah,
real life, like, literally, you took it to Africa and you're creating
yeah.
something in Africa. But that journey that started, where did it actually all start from? If you could tell me that.
Well, like airbrushing is just an extension of who I am as an artist. That's just one part of me,
Right.
and that journey kind of started off when I was young, man. Like I'm an 80s baby, man. I love hip hop, graffiti, b-boying, the whole hip hop culture, man. It's like, I fell in love with that at a very
Mm-hmm.
young age. So my contribution with that was seeing graffiti artists and tagging street art, and being an artist and being very versatile and not like not ever like putting myself in a box or allowing anybody else to put me in a box. So I
Yeah.
think my upbringing growing up in Milwaukee, just growing up with a lot of entrepreneurs, business people, my parents, it kind of like forced me to, you know, have a sense of who I am and a focus in the direction of where I wanted to go kind of early in the
Mm-hmm.
game.
Yeah.
So I always kind of like tell people like once you pretty much know who you are, the earlier you know who you are and what you was put on this earth to do, the quicker you can just focus in on, those goals and those objectives. So I would say like at a very young age, I knew that I wanted to be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
um, Airbrushing, I seen a guy in the mall painting shirts, and like I gravitated towards that, and that was something that was kind of like a life changing experience, I guess
Yeah.
for me. It was like seeing this dude actually able to paint, takes his creativity and put it on a garment, wearable art where you got graffiti artists who painting on a wall and this and that, and a lot of the cats that I was hanging around with specifically in the graffiti world was getting locked up. So I'm like, yo, I want to do something. I grew up in an entrepreneurial perspective with my pops, printing t-shirts, so the airbrush was like an extension of that,
Mm-hmm.
and it was something that was just unique and different. So once I pretty much made my mind up that that was the direction I was going, you
Yeah.
couldn't really stop me. You really couldn't, what I'm saying, slow me down. I just grinded out and just kind of focused in on that for a long period of time, man, till I
Yeah.
got it.
So you would say, honestly, like you found your passion early in life, huh?
Yeah, man, like passion and finding that passion is so important. A lot of people, um, it's easy to lose your way in life, as you get older, as you just transition into different versions of yourself. So like keeping your passions and having your passions are tools that kind of remind you who you are,
Yeah.
when you get lost in a rat race of just life. So I feel like, when I'm even at this 30 years in the game, I still feel the same kind of passion when I pick up the airbrush, whether it's a spray paint can, digital art. I still kind of feel that energy of like, yo, this is what I was born to do. Like this is a part of who I am. This is the way that I express myself. This is the way that I kind of deal with stress. This is a part of me. So
Yeah.
anytime I get lost in that perspective, I use that passion to constantly remind me and keep me focused in on what I was put on this earth to do.
Man,
Yep.
I'm sitting here while you talking, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, man, I wonder what this dude was doing in school because you see a lot of people, just especially when I was in school, you always had that kid in the class that while the teacher was
Yeah.
calling themselves teaching. They in they notepad doodling. Was that you?
Right. Yeah, man. I did a lot of drawing. Like literally, I was thinking about this. I think this morning. Like I always kind of reflect on my upbringing as a young creative individual, and it's like I can remember, like I don't know, like why this hit me today, this morning, but I can remember like being super excited just to get like drawing paper. Like art supplies for me as a kid was
Yeah,
like candy, and like a brand new pack of markers
yeah.
or pencils, like the smell of a brand new pack of pencils, open them up, bruh, it was like, I would literally be, at the end of the day when the teacher is like, saying, throwing away scraps of paper and this and that, bro, I'm taking all of that home. So even to this
Taking the
day,
scraps
like,
home.
bro, I tell you, even to this day, I was just somewhere, somebody was doing something, and they had like a canister or something. And they was like, "You want this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I want it." Like, and I just thought about that. Like, damn, I've conditioned people around me to like, man, he an artist. He can probably use anything. So like, before they throw it away, they might be like, "Yo, you want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, definitely, I want that." So
It's a side note to that because of course you got me into the t-shirt game. And when I first
right,
started getting into it, of course I was reaching out to you trying to figure out what I need to buy, what manufacturers I need to go to, what's the best quality. But I can remember a time where we was creating something, and you know me,
yeah,
I ain't real big on the scraps like that. So I'm taking stuff. You like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm throwing that away. He like, no, no, that's a whole nother. I'm like, man, this is a little piece of paper. But that's a testament to you because you could take the smallest minute piece and stretch it as
right,
far as you can get it to go and turn it into
yeah.
something magical. And that's the gift of being an artist such as yourself. So that's
I've been,
totally
I think, I have to cut you off, but I think that's just come from also like not having a lot of money growing up. You know what I'm
that's what
saying?
I was doing.
Like, I think that, not only is it important, and I think that artists look at it like this, but I think like, you know, depending on what your upbringing was, like, we didn't have a whole lot of, I grew up, I'm the oldest out of five. We didn't have a whole lot of extra money for like art materials, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, even though my mom and my dad both are very creative individuals, it was always a thing of like, if it's a sheet of paper, you know what I'm saying, or if it's a roll of paper, specifically in a house of five kids, we're going to use every piece of that paper to do art, sketching, drawing, whatever. So, also just, I always been like a tinkerer with my hands, man. I like working with my hands, building stuff. So as a kid, again, man, I would walk down alleys, man, searching
Hmm.
for stuff that nobody else wants. And it's helped me in my career because, like, I'm a very diverse artist, like, and I teach my students that, like, if you learn from me, I don't teach you just one way. I teach you different ways of looking at things, different ways of positioning things, different ways of reusing things, because I think it's important to be able to be creative in all fields. A lot of the times we don't do things because of lack of money. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We'll give ourselves an excuse on like, yo, I'm passionate about this, but I don't want to
If I
spend this.
had this,
I had this, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I
So
can't do it because I ain't got this, and I'm
I
trying to
ain't got
make sure that I got everything that
right
I need.
before I follow my dreams or listen to, you know what I'm saying, doing this. So I take the other approach. It's like, man, okay, what do I have?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I ain't got this, even with colors or paint or whatever I'm working on. It's like, okay, I ain't got this color, I ain't got this, I ain't got that, I ain't got whatever. So I'll go back instead of going into, I know what I don't got, but what do I have?
Hmm.
Oh, okay, I need some purple. Oh, I got red and blue. Let's mix that up. Or I need
Right.
blah, this and that. So I try to work through those negative blocks of like what I don't have, what I feel like I need, and use my creativity to look at raw materials at a different way. So even with, as a businessman, like, I'm always writing things down, calculating things, like, but I recycle, man. Like, I'll take a piece of paper, man, and it'll be something that I'll print on, and the printer don't come out right, or the colors ain't right, and I got like a whole little area that I just take, and I take all that scrap piece of paper, because that scrap piece of paper is something that I'm gonna use down the line to write notes on. I might be in a conversation with somebody virtually, or in a conversation via phone. I just need a quick piece of paper, this and that, to write ideas and different things down. So
Yeah.
I've been kind of always been one of those individuals, and it helps too when you travel around the world. Like going to
Yeah.
Africa is like, I didn't have a whole lot of some of the materials, are just things that I need for airbrushing, or you would think you need. Oh, I need a table to set this up. I need an easel. Nah, give me this, give me that. What do we got?
What we
Okay,
got? What we got?
what we got? You got to be resourceful.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah,
I
man.
don't want to jump over a little nugget that you threw in there, and I don't even think you realized it, man. When you said like, "All right, I ain't got this color, so let me blend the colors that I have to
Right.
create what I need." That's like magical to me because a lot of people, especially humans, man, we really really try to find a reason why we can't do something because of the lack.
Right.
But in
Consumer
actuality, we always have everything. We always gonna have everything we want. We always gonna have everything we need, and we
right.
always have it inside of us. It's just our job to use our computers to figure out the algorithm to bring those things to life instead of trying to figure out why we can't do it. And that's another thing that I applaud you for. Every time I see you, if you like you said, you'd be like, I'd be like, folks, we can't do this. You like, how come we can't? Well, what we got? We got this over here. We got that over here. Let's put this right here. Let's
Right.
and it come together. And it's because of we've been conditioned to think a certain way
Right.
to make us believe that we have to have certain things to do certain things. But being around
Exactly.
you allowed me to really use as many resources that I have around me before I even look on the outside. Like, okay, what I got here, so that
Right.
I could actually do what I said I was gonna do, instead of finding an excuse of why I can't do it. I've seen you
Right.
do that, and so it's so many stories, bro. The first time you took me to the Goodwill, you was like, here go $22.
Right.
$22. Find me some stuff. I'm like, $22. What we finna do with this? You said you was gonna get some clothes.
Yeah,
He like,
man.
no, just go. Man, I think I probably bought 10 items, blazers, jeans, button up.
Yup.
You did the
Exactly.
same. We go back to the warehouse. You like, now everybody just get out. Just get out and
You remember
go. I'm like, man, I done did all this shopping with you all day. Now you gonna make me leave? I can't even see the product. I can't even see the process.
Yeah,
So I
man.
was mad when I left. But when I came back that morning and I seen what you did in your lab, I was like, wow. It made me wonder about the process. But it made me see that you was so, not only did you master the process, but you was so in love with the process. When you got done with the work, we was all like, this is crazy. You was like, folks, this all right. You was still
Right.
critiquing yourself because you was still mastering what you had already mastered.
Still in the
And
zone.
you was still in the zone, but
Mm.
the reason why I'm saying that is because the passion that you had back in 2006 when I met you is the same passion that you have to this day.
Mm.
And I've seen you take, you was already on a different level in 2007. I've seen you take what you had in 2007 to 2024. And it's like, I ain't never seen a black man have his own, what's the joint called?
Airbrush.
The airbrush, is it the easel or, I don't know no name. The pen.
You talking about the airbrush.
Okay, it's the airbrush. Take the airbrush and you manufactured your own.
Right.
As a black man
You
from
know
Milwaukee,
that.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Not
man.
only that,
I
but
mean, that's
you got your paint, DVDs, CDs, books.
all that.
You to this day, I don't care what nobody say. You got the coldest book cover ever.
Which doing the first one? That first one was the little creatine spider.
Yes.
That
What
one was
other one I'm talking about? The other ones was cool, but you really took your own face and turned it into a canvas.
yeah, that first one. That
And it
first one
told a
was
story.
told a story, man.
Now, I wish we could show it. We're gonna show it one day, but that's
Sure.
just phenomenal in
Sure.
itself. And it shows the type of purpose that you realized you had, the drive, the consistency, but most of all, like we always go back to, the passion. The passion that you take and the time that you take to create these things. And it looks seamless to us. Like you've been
Right.
posting on your social media the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Work from like 2003. People think it's now.
Now, I just posted a video the other day, man, on like something I shot in 2000. No, it was like 98, like some way back, right? And the dude, it was like a pair of tennis shoes that I had did a video showing people how to do shoes, and
that people just not doing now.
Right. So now, like I had this dude is like, oh, you should have used this kind of thing. You should have used it. I'm like, bro, this was pre-internet. You know what I'm saying? Almost. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have
almost it was.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the
we
equipment.
Dial up in 98.
We was doing airbrushing, you know what I'm saying, tennis shoes before anybody was even talking about it. So like prepping shoes, these are all of the things we had to learn. So he's like, if you would have prepped it like this and using this product, I'm like, yo, literally that video is probably older than you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we
Yeah,
didn't
he
have
think you
that
just
back
now
then.
doing this.
I think I'm just now doing it, you know. But to get back to what you were saying is like, um that's the way it be. Is, I've always learned that, when an idea whose time has come, you can't stop an idea whose time has come,
Yeah.
and those videos and the work that I've done up to this part of my life, what I'm saying, are ways that I've been able to stop and take almost like a little screenshot of my life by using video and audio and different things like that way before people were really utilizing that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I have an opportunity to go back and critique, and then this becomes archives and different things. So it all coincides again when we're talking about this passion. Like, also one of my other passions was to share it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that, like, each one teach one. That's how I was brought up. Like, sharing your knowledge with somebody else, not being so wrapped up into your ego that you scared somebody gonna take something from you, but understanding that when you share, it becomes an extension of you, and then also, you help enlightening the next generation or somebody else's, passion or vision. So when that dude wouldn't want to teach me, he didn't want to teach me in the mall when I seen this dude airbrushing. So I had to get home. It wasn't no books out. It wasn't, this was pre-internet. And I had to practice, as a kid, airbrushing my strokes in my house and just airbrushing and practicing. But one of the things that I did is I promised to myself that when it was my turn to teach and share, that I was going to do that, because I knew how hard it was for me to be able to learn. So, it's very important. Specifically, also, like, I realized a lot of people don't share their gift, and you get stagnated in your blessings by not
Mm.
sharing your gifts. Like, spirit gave this to you. This is something that you was put on this earth to use as a tool. So that's why we created the whole podcast and the whole movement built around AirSkillz, creating, sharing, and growing. So we creating dope work, we creating dope music, we creating dope clothing lines, this and that. But if you ain't sharing it with the world, letting the world know, like, ooh, here, look what I got to offer. If you ain't having and bringing an offering to the world, you know what I'm saying,
Mm.
and you stop your growth. So
Mm.
when we create it, we share it, then we all grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I took that whole momentum and that whole perspective off of looking at nature, because it's the same thing. Like, nature, creates, we create, nature creates food for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we share this food, this healthy, good quality food with the world, whether we selling it, trading it, whatever. And
Yeah.
then this food helps us grow as individuals because it gives us the nutrition and the different things that we need.
Mm-hmm.
So that same concept is the same concept that I try to build my businesses around. As a teacher and as an elder, I try to teach and resonate that same kind of perspective of, what I'm saying, each one teach one, so it's
Yeah.
important. That's what the whole podcast and what we doing is built around, showing light and bringing light, to these kind of things.
Man, you bringing light to me right now. The importance of sharing, bro. That's deep. Like most people, they scared to share
Yeah, man.
because they scared to be critiqued.
Right.
Not even realizing you taught me art is never wrong.
Right.
So that means even what we think is the mistake is supposed to be there.
Right.
So not only
Exactly.
for us to learn from it, but for somebody else to see.
Right.
That's
Definitely.
that's that's a word in itself. And then you said the offering. Only time
The
we hear about offering is at church.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
I learned, that's, like, even in business, I've learned to, like, bring an offering to the business deal. Like, anytime I go meet with a person that I want to do business with, or I'm getting ready to do business with, I bring a piece of artwork, something as an offering that I give, what I'm saying, to just be able to bring peace to the space.
Without
So
looking for nothing in return.
without looking for nothing else, like, I give away, man, I give away thousands of dollars worth of art every year. You know what I'm saying? That I just keep art around with me just to give as an offering, because you never know. Most people never have an opportunity to meet an artist, a real life artist that is actually doing work. And if you give them a piece of art that you created and you be like, here, boom, boom, and they can tell a story like, oh, I know this one artist, he gave me this, he painted this, he created this. Like, it's all about making these moments, you know what I'm saying? These win-win moments. And like, I use my art as my currency. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This ain't just, yeah, this is an extension of me. So when I, bless somebody or I give an offering, what I'm saying, for a piece of art, give somebody a piece of art, that is a piece of who I am.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do business first, we gotta
Yeah.
be able to make sure we vibe on the same level. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know who I am. Boom,
Yeah.
this is who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Man.
So that's important. A lot of us, it's easier to get so egotistical and get wrapped up on what we getting out of everything. But
Yeah.
what you giving, you
Yeah.
only gonna
Bring
you
to
only
the
gonna
table.
get you only gonna get what you giving out. You know what I'm saying? So you giving out negative energy, you giving out energy of stress or anxiety, or you ain't got enough, or fear, or what I'm saying, you're gonna get that in return. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I,
Right.
I, I come to realize that, like, art is like non-threatening. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? You give somebody a piece of what it can, your art can be a t-shirt, it can be a CD, it can whatever, your poem, it can be whatever. But you give
Yeah.
somebody a piece of art, it's non-threatening. It's like, oh, okay, this person comes in peace. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anytime I travel, I bring art with me, just random. I'll be at the airport sometimes, and somebody, at the TSA be going through my bags or whatever, and they'll see, something I painted,
Yeah.
laptop or something. And I always have, here's a oh, I can have this, yes,
Yeah.
you can have this, is my blessing. And I make sure I can get to my flight on time. You know what I mean?
I can dig it, man. So you talking about giving like that, man. You got something to get us today?
Yeah, man, I got a little something, something, man. We're gonna do a little piece of art. This is a old school design concept I did
Let's
years
see if
ago.
we can bring it up.
Yeah,
That
there
right
we go.
there?
Sir. Yes, sir. So this
Ooh.
is, you really can't see it right now. It's a stencil, and this is a stencil that I just recreated and brought this back.
Yeah.
So pretty much it's a street sign with a little
Oh, we gonna
street
have to talk about that, folks. We
thing
gonna
on
have
it.
to talk
Just
about that. But
go
first we
back into
gotta talk before you go into that, we gotta get his PSA. We use the term, what term do we use a lot?
folks.
Okay, we use that a lot. Can you tell
Yeah.
the people what that means so they don't get it misconstrued?
So we know we ain't into no gang banging, we ain't into none of that, but we use this word folks as like kinfolk, you know what I'm saying, as a brother, a family member, an individual that's part of our tribe. So you might see us using that term. Just want y'all to know what that term is, kinfolk, you know what I'm saying, family, homie, home skillet, you know what I'm
Bro.
saying,
Yeah.
bro, all that
Yeah.
good stuff, man.
Yeah,
So
we gotta talk about this street sign, man. I got
yeah,
so many ideas. I get a lot of ideas from you. You get a lot from me, man. But the dopest part about it is when I see it come to fruition, especially when
yeah,
I get to see the process. So you about to
yeah.
give us the process of this, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna do a little something. We're gonna use our word today as passion. So we're gonna use that
Okay.
in the art, and we're gonna vibe out. I'm gonna turn this equipment on real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. While you turning that on, we about to get blessed. As he said, he's about to give us an offering of this piece right here that I can't even see what I see what it is now, but I don't know what it is, and it looked like something. I'm gonna say it's a street sign, but this is the magic of Malcolm McCray and the Airbrush Assassin becoming one, and you about to be blessed and get to see the whole process um, as he do what he do. So you just let me know when you're ready, Malcolm, and
I'm ready,
I'm gonna.
bro.
All right, we're gonna turn it over then.
Spend some time, spend some energy to try to figure out our passion and what is passion. when we talk about this thing called passion, we're talking about something that's a desire, something that's a burning sensation, something that you use as a tool to keep pushing you forward in life. Something that you can do every day that's very effortless in your life, right? So I'm passionate about a couple of different things in my life. I'm passionate about working with young people. I'm passionate about helping entrepreneurs grow and build their success. I'm very passionate about making and helping people find their true goals and true ambitions so they can be the best version of themselves, right? So passion is something a lot of times that people are always questioning. A lot of times I get emails, I get phone calls, I get messages from people who are asking me, Malcolm, can you help me find my passion? And this is something that's part of a one-on-one journey that we all have to go on individually. I could help somebody, give them the tools to help them find their passion, but the work that's definitely necessary and the work that's needed is an individual journey. So guys, I want to kind of help you find your passion. These are some of the tools that I help a lot of my coaching students. So what I want you to do is grab a piece of paper and a pen. And I want you to be able to write down 3 things that you're passionate about. These are things that you can do effortlessly. Sometimes you even have to go back in your mind to be able to remember and think. Maybe when you were younger. For me, art has been something that I've always done. Something that I always have been passionate about. And as an adult, I reflect on my younger days, my upbringing, when I fell in love with art. So take some time. Reflect on your life. Think about some things that you can remember and reflect on that you were doing in your life that were effortless. See, this passion thing, you have to think about it, and it's one of those things that is very personal, it's very internal. This is something that you have to take some time to be able to reflect on, remember. So, write down 3 things that you're passionate about. And what I want you to do is number them from 1 to 3. Number 1 being the most important, number 3 being the least. See, we got to kind of take small steps. So we're going to just focus in on 1 to 3. If you can be able to accomplish 3 of these different steps, then you're on your way. We're going to be able to build a 3-step one, a 9-step one, and then we're going to go into the 12-step one. So the first one is to just go ahead and write down 3 things that you're passionate about. Go ahead and number them. 1 being the most important thing, 3 being the least. Right? So take your time, write those different things down. Now what I want to be able to do is, from those, you're going to create some extensions out of those 3 different passionate points, passionate purposes, passionate ideas that you want to be able to fulfill in your life. You're going to make some branches, some extensions from them. With this extension, I want you to be able to write down 5 different goals, 5 different actions, movements, objectives that you can be able to do in your life that can be able to work towards your passion, towards your goals. I want you to be able to write these different things down. I want you to make branches off of these 3 different passionate ideas, guys. And what you start to realize is that you're making steps, you're making action. These are small action guides to be able to help you push yourself to be able to fulfill your success in these different things that you feel passionate about. See, passion is something that you have to use in your everyday life as a tool to keep pushing you. You use it as a fuel. You use it as a reason why. It is very addictive, right? This is something that gets you up early in the morning and something that keeps you up at night. Something that if you could do, you would do this thing daily. You can do it effortlessly, and you would do it whether you were getting paid or not. Let me repeat that. You would do this thing effortlessly, and you would do it whether you were getting paid or not. So when you're thinking about your passion, thinking about something that you can spend hours doing. I'm very, very passionate about writing. I'm writing my 2nd book right now, and I'm so passionate about writing and getting this information out because it's so important for me to be able to share. Part of my goals and part of the things that I'm passionate about is, if you know my motto, to live, to create, to inspire. So every day I'm passionate about living, I'm passionate about creating, and I'm passionate about inspiring. So writing this book is part of my inspirational tool that I help to inspire other people. So
So I'm so passionate about being so focused on being the greatest version of myself and being the greatest author that I can possibly be. I take my time on focusing in on making sure that I'm focused and I'm passionate and I'm all in when I'm absorbing and focused in on these different tools in my life. So think about these things when you're thinking about your passions, right? As an artist and a creative individual, I have to be able to make sure that I balance out my life. Living, creating, and inspiring, these different three elements are things that not only am I passionate about, but I am committed to put these things in my life on an everyday level, right? So I focus in on creativity because I understand that I work very hard. I'm always on the computer. I use technology as a tool to help grow and build my business. But art and creativity balances out that flow. So every morning, part of my ritual is also drawing inside of my sketchbook, right? So I'm always using these different tools in my life, the different passions, the different ideas, the different visions as tools to be able to help make sure that I'm balanced out in life. So with inside your passion, you have to be able to make sure that you create steps, create goals, create outlines, and also hold yourself accountable, because without that balance, then you have chaos. And, a lot of people are passionate about things in their lives, but without that focus, it's just a dream. So be passionate, be focused, be determined, making sure that you have your goals, your objectives written down, making sure that you're very clear about your passion and some of the things that you are passionate about in your life. Even with your businesses, your ideas, the passion helps you keep the fuel going. The passion helps you when you don't have a burnout rate. A lot of times I'm dealing with a lot of CEOs and people who are in business, specifically in marketing and sales, and we always are dealing with a burnout rate. It's so easy to get burnt out with the technology and different things, but having passion keeps you focused, it keeps you ignited, it keeps your energy from flowing, and it keeps you young. So stay focused, people. Make sure that you're passionate, because passion is one of the things that's part of your vision. As an entrepreneur, for me, my vision is consistency. My vision is something that I'm always reflecting on. My vision is something that's planted inside my goals. So I use my vision and my passion together as tools. They're like, sports NBA members, you know what I mean? They're playing together. I'm throwing the ball to both of these different players on my team, in my arsenal of life, right? And these two different things are working together. These two different players are working together to be successful in my quest in life. So use your passion, use your vision together so you can be able to grow your arsenal of success, guys. This is your boy, Malcolm Airbrush Assassin McCray. Be passionate, find your passion, use passion as a tool to your success.
Here we go. Yeah, man. Little something, something. Little something, something. Do it look like a street post now?
Man, I don't listen to me. If you would have told me that that's what that was gonna come out to be, you would have fooled me, man. So first, listen, I want to know where the color schemes come from.
The color schemes
for this particular piece.
Freehand, man. I ain't never did an orange street sign, so I just let it go. Just let it flow, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
ain't nothing to do it. Ain't nothing to do it but to do it, man. You just gotta let it go.
If you had to describe this piece, how would you describe it?
History. Like when I think about this piece, when I had my shop, my airbrush shop on 38th North Avenue, Showtime Wild Image in Milwaukee, I designed this stencil specifically for all of the homies that was coming in, getting, Burla Boys on there, getting East Side, getting, at the trays. So, when I think about a piece like this, I think about, home. I think about, Milwaukee. I think about just my neighborhood where I grew up at, so bringing all that together with the word passion, it brings it all back to my fundamentals of my upbringing as well. Growing up in Milwaukee, you was always representing where you from,
Yeah.
When I travel the world, you know, I carry Milwaukee on my back. You know,
Yeah.
the earth
Yeah.
is my turf. But
Yeah.
this right here represents that, man. It represents that passion, represents that connection to history for me. Yeah, man.
And the world, because I see the kind of the green and the blue. That's where I
Yeah,
thought you was going at first, but that's
yeah,
how I look at it. I see like
yeah.
where you from is in front and the world
Right,
is behind you. So it's basically
right.
like where you going, or vice versa. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
vice versa. That's the
Yeah.
beautiful thing about, you know, art, man. It's like it can be interpreted so many different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it hits the person and the individual who the viewer, you know, makes you feel something, it makes you reflect on something, it makes you want to have a conversation about it. So yeah, man,
And it
that's
might give you the desire to purchase that joint as well.
hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful,
So
man. So
yeah, man.
the topic for
Um,
today was basically passion. I like the
yeah.
track too, man.
Yeah, a little something I put together, man.
But when you put it together, wasn't it like 2012?
Man, hey, it ain't no expression date on creativity.
No, but
Sometimes
what
it be
I'm saying is you never know what you created it for.
I don't throw nothing away. Then I was just telling, you know, we were just talking about that, man. I don't throw nothing away, bro. I'll hold on. A lot of the times, what I realize when you when you when you kind of like in your zone and you blessed with a calling, a lot of the times like your visions be ahead of the game.
Yeah,
So you might have an idea, you know what I'm saying? But the timing might not be right, you
right,
know,
right.
or you know, how to be able to reuse an idea, you know. That's what we do, man. We collect ideas, and if you ain't, you know, writing it down, if you ain't doing your work, like those tracks I recorded, you know, like you said, some years ago, but I didn't, you know, dismiss it. You know, I put it into the archives, and then now here it is. Now it's the right time for the people to be able to receive it. So we bringing that art, bringing the music, bringing all those different things together, man. And thank you for being an incredible co-host, man.
Hey, brother, I try to do what I could do and I do it. But the craziest part
Yeah,
to me is the timing. You literally started this and stopped it, and it completely flowed with the track. And
right,
this was not rehearsed.
right,
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't rehearsed.
definitely.
It wasn't
That's
rehearsed at all. So that's just a testament of the flow that you have and the
yeah, man.
mastery of this craft.
We have,
Absolutely,
yes,
absolutely,
sir.
man. So I'm excited about what's to come from this show. I'm excited about this first show.
Yeah,
It was amazing, man. It was just a great experience and a great space to share with you. And I'm
de-
thankful that you allowed me to do that, man. And if you had some closing remarks or closing words for the people for the day, what would they be?
man. It's never too late to start.
Hmm.
Know, it's never too late to start, man. You know, this whole podcast has been a vision of mine for a long time. I've done different kind of media, kind of different things in the past. Um, Even with me and Rudy, we've been working on, you know, putting this thing together now for a minute. So now to be able to get this platform going and get this podcast going and get this information to the people, to you guys, is so important. So man, stay strong, stay dreaming, stay focused. Make sure that you like, subscribe, you know, find me and Rudy on all Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, social media, and just make sure that you lock in, man, because we got a lot more stuff to be able to share with y'all on the AirSkillz podcast. This is just the beginning. We just messing around, fooling around. So, you know,
That's all we
join this
do.
join this journey right now because it's going to be an incredible journey, man. We're going to be going all over the world, you know, sharing, creating, sharing, and growing, man. That's what it's all about.
Yep, yep. Well, this was the first episode of Air
Yes, sir.
Skill. You do the goodbye. This ain't
Oh,
my
okay.
job. You the host, brother.
Well, this is the first episode of the AirSkillz podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And like I said, like, subscribe, and give us thumbs up if you want to hear or see or talk about anything specifically. Get in contact with us. And peace and love, family.
Yes, sir.
AirSkillz podcast.
you're gonna have to stop it.